firing squad. Wasn't that amazing? Hi, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I am your host for the afternoon. My name is Maren Levy Wright Kerr, also known as Afrodelic, and I'm here to welcome you to Black Is. I'll tell you more about me later on. But what is Black Is? A poetry review and performance filled with diverse and profound black stories told through an unapologetically black nigga lens. Period. Today, we want to highlight the legacy of Martin Luther King. Happy Martin Luther King Day, everyone. And uplift the unique beauty and truth of Baltimore's poetic voice. If you're joining me on the Facebook or the YouTube Live, what's up with you? Hope you're doing well. Let's get into it. This performance here was put on by DewMore Baltimore in partnership with the Carroll County Arts Council. Now, what is DewMore Baltimore, you might ask, if you've been living under a little rock? It's okay. DewMore Baltimore is a nonprofit poetry organization that seeks to foster civic engagement through historically marginalized peoples through art-focused programming and community organizing. The vision is to leave individuals and communities in a more actualized, engaged, and conditioned connection. And I am an example of that. I'm a DewMore kid. I've been involved with DewMore since I was maybe, I don't even know how old, maybe like 3 or 4. But yeah, DewMore is excellent, y'all. DewMore places a focus on the importance of literature as a tool to empower people in marginalized communities with the ability and accessibility to platforms where we tell our stories, our way, ourselves. And that's what this event is all about. So let's get into it. Before we get into the second poem of the day, full disclosure here, right now I am on a stage, completely empty house. I'm not that used to this. I really, really miss being in person, you know. I could get some feedback, do a little chit chat, a little kiki, you know. Hopefully soon we can get back to that. However, as we are in a panoramic, Panama Canal, a pandemonium, a planetarium, call it what you will, can't really do that right now, but we still making things shake, for which I am very grateful. But if you see me looking down, I made myself a little script so I wouldn't forget anything I had to say. That's my business. But before we get into the poem, I have a language disclaimer. Some of the poems in this performance may contain language of a sensitive or graphic nature that could be triggering or disturbing from either a emotional or socio-political point of view. Please be mindful and take the necessary steps to take care of yourself. You know, get yourself right. That's your business. Let's keep it pushing. Now that that's out of the way, welcome to the first segment of Black Is, Black Dialect. Our first solo poem of the day, we have Lady Breon, who is an international spoken word artist, organizer, and educator whose personal mission is to inspire, connect, mobilize, and liberate. She has spent the last decade of her life performing on several continents. That's awesome. And she is the first on our roster this afternoon. Her poem fits the theme Black Dialect perfectly. I want you to listen as Lady Breon freely shares her perspective and reflections of life. Performer, please make sure you unmuted and ready to go, you know. Now welcoming to the Zoom stage, the next poem.
My saliva, my dialogue is cruddy. Sample with the muddy boots of trade and migration, battling nations in my diaphragm, so the rhythm in my diction sounds like a war cry. And despite the white stuffed down my windpipe, I talk black with nappy phonics, syllables that kink and twist, naughty expression that beads on my palate, soul glow in this spit shine flow, Jerry curl jogging, bongo drums in my diction. This slang is semantic resistance, off with the head of the king's English. Can't you smell the riot on my breath? Char in my esophagus, my laugh is arsenic. And ain't enough opiates in this elementary education to hook me on phonics or gentrify the djembe out of my pronunciation. Love the taste of this cornbread accent. Sugarcane slang my tongue is. Motherland, mama of civilization, birth of every nation, scat, boom, bat, hi-hat, jazz, sax. There is music in my melanin, and I be talking super black with a neck roll to articulate my tone. Conversations get you high as my cheekbones, and lingo about lush as these hips done grown. Thick thighs and deep fried vernacular, hand motions and sound effects, hieroglyphics hidden in my messages. My breath is the building of the pyramids on repeat. I'm like a Negro spiritual sampled over a trap beat. There is a black anthem inside my belly, so I will always lift every voice and speak. Thank you.
Welcome back. Wasn't that excellent? That was Lady Breon with Talk Black. What an amazing poem by an amazing poet. Just a little in-between section, right? When I host things, I like to make sure my audience learns something, you know. I'm trying to help y'all to raise y'all vibration in between every poem. So, in order to do that, I'm gonna say something that I'm grateful for between each poem, and I want you at home to think of something that you're grateful for as well, period. So, the first iteration of that, I am grateful for my ability to be here hosting this excellent event filled with excellent poems, and sharing my voice with y'all. I think that's amazing. I feel like Dora right now, just like, hey, tell me something you're grateful for. Silence. All right, but for the next poem, it's actually a group poem. I was mistaken, I thought this was first, but we're gonna get it right now. We have Firing Squad by the Baltimore City Youth Poetry Team, AKA BCYPT. And this, let me tell you a little bit more about that. The Baltimore City Youth Poetry Team is a national award-winning youth program that engages youth between the ages of 13 and 19 who are passionate about writing, performing, and advocating for change in their community. Made up of the top 6 poets from the Baltimore City Youth Grand Slam every year. These are the best of the best, you know, led by published authors and award-winning professional writers. And every year, the program sends that group of 6 poets with head coach Langston Hughes to the largest international youth poetry slam festival, Brave New Voices, where they were the champions in both 2016 and 2018. This video y'all about to see right now is that 2016 champion team. Get ready for Firing Squad.
When the martyrs fire back, we will waterboard you with dead presidents.
Your privilege still prize hope from our villages.
What next? You're gonna make a mural out of our innocence?
We'll come back with a tone that'll push your body back further than Edamu ever has.
Coming back with the youth, with a tongue full of history and a throat full of gun shells. Didn't you know Ned Turner turned her bones into toothpicks, make your blood into soup? Can't eat it without a couple of crackers.
With all the sand your blends bittering my spirit, this revenge will be sweet.
Garvey's ghost inside gun barrel. Black star line the bullet through your soul.
Malcolm X marks his spot. X marks their church. X marks the neighborhood.
Hands up, don't shoot. I'm protesting this peace, cause you gon' catch this work.
This is how it feels to have black man in his rightful place. You know how it feels to be on the other side of the bullet spray.
This gun gon' lift every voice, gon' sing like a slave hymn, speak like a narrative, louder than mourning mothers married to martyrdom. My gun says I will hold you hostage, to hold you accountable. We not demanding money, we demanding change. My gun will redesign the mind of a nation, because the civil rights movement never ended. It just carried over to the next generation.
White boy takes lives, he is Christopher Columbine.
Black boy speaks, he is asked to serve time, provided he is given the privilege of oxygen.
Even Jesse Williams understands Freddie Gray's anatomy, because the burden of the brutalized is not to comfort the bystander. So if police can pull off drive-bys on black children, then our ancestors can come back to collect reparations on your hollow points.
Billion-dollar brands have always burned black bodies.
And more money married to melanin will not stop bullets from selling out. You can't put toe tags on spirits.
We gon' get our peace, either with this piece or this piece.
No more taunting tortured women, dangling our babies and calling our deaths urban myths.
But answer me this, how many churches have we bombed?
How many schools have we shot up?
How many genocides have we single-handedly led?
Black people are the only people who were ever asked to be civil.
Like a civilization hasn't been supported by our bones for generations. So many skeletons in America's closet tells you how long we've been here, waiting for our stillborn justice to rise from the dead.
I am the real bullet inside the man's toy gun.
I'm Air Gunner's voice screaming through the chokehold.
I'm a kid screen shot by scared police looking into the mind of revolution. I am buried hunting for all the names never said.
Take me, I'm down for the cause. This is what it sounds like when the youth fires back.
Now, wasn't that amazing, y'all? They hit the choreo. They said this piece or this piece. That was some heat, y'all. I'm ready for the rest of these performances. But before we get into that, I realized I didn't tell y'all barely anything about myself, so I'm gonna do that right now. I am, like I said, I'm Maren Lovey Wright-Kerr. I'm 19 years old. I'm a Cancer and a Scorpio moon. Ooh, don't tell nobody. I am a multidisciplinary artist and I'm a spoken word poet myself. But that's enough about me right now. I'm gonna keep the rest a secret. Like I said, I'm hitting y'all with something I'm grateful for between every performance, and I want y'all to think of something too. So the one for right now, I am grateful for my ability to read and my ability to hear all of these excellent poems. I'm very, very grateful to experience them. I hope you are grateful too. All right, let's get into this next poem, y'all. I don't know if y'all ready, but I'm ready. So we're gonna get into it. Let me introduce the next poet. Y'all just seen him too, but y'all about to see him in the right now, in the present moment. I think that's awesome. We have Grim Jackson. He is a Baltimore native and teaching artist for DewMore Baltimore, and he is also a talented hip-hop artist and producer. Okay. He is the author of the book, I Don't Believe in Gravity, and in 2016, Grim became the first ever poet in poetry history, y'all, to be on the winning team for the National Poetry Slam for adults and the International Poetry Slam for the youth. So this is like, he just the one. Yeah, Grim, please make sure your camera's on, you're unmuted, you're ready to do what you do. Now welcoming to the Zoom stage to the next poem.
Hello, yeah, I'm Grim Jackson. Can everybody hear me? All right, cool. "75% of TV network television time is paid for by the 100 largest companies in North America. The more the brain watches TV, the more relaxed and subjective it becomes. Subliminal messages are embedded into the mind without viewer. Shh! We interrupt this broadcast to bring you an important message. Duck in cover. Duck in cover. Ladies and gentlemen, let us face without panic the reality of our times. Weapons of mass destruction may be used in our cities any day now. Let us increase our odds viability by understanding the weapon that threatens us. Shh! Welcome to Acme Weapons. I come before you bankers today to bargain you a new brand of psychological weapon. Firing information instead of bullets. Powered by greed instead of gunpowder. From a pen instead of a gun. Aimed from a business instead of a marksman. See, we like to call it a silent weapon because it makes no noise. No fallout. but causes maximum casualty. See, the target doesn't understand what is happening to it until it's already the Simpsons. And Donald Trump is the new president of the United States. See, the mind is a computer that inputs information to a system. When false information is embedded, the memory banks do not correct the error, but begin to reject all information that's not falling on some scamming ass, rich ass, same group of ain't adding to the picture. Drop a couple racks, watch his ass get bigger. Drinking on liquor while I'm looking at you. Rob a nigga shit, take a nigga chick, pull up with a stick and let the shit. 6 dead and 2 injured in Baltimore, Maryland over this past weekend. I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. See, why wage wars when we can stage reality shows? When alternative facts is all the victim knows, the system is broken is all we will say, but the weapon is not broken, it is just marketed this way. Natural household use for Coca-Cola both mom and dad will love. Get out, shower gout, clean those rusty boats. Use Coke to do the laundry. So we found out how destructive hatred and consumerism can be to one's body. Control the minds broadly, can feed the targets falsely. Faulty information turns the masses into zombies. Sex, guns, drugs will cause the kids to kamikaze to get your stains out your blood. Use Coke to do the laundry. New Coke with cane sugar for the new Cold War on America. See, the weapon is not the beverage. The weapon is the word natural. The weapon is the word new. The weapon is the subliminal message that ensures they feel the... Let's start the bidding. Do you hear the crack rocks bombing Baltimore blocks and the row homes and bandos? Do you hear the coverage of Maryland's black girls? Is he go missing? The 1,000 children crying in America's borders? Are you listening? Do you hear the coverage of the ice caps stay Titanic entire cities with the force of hurricanes? Do you hear the silence following the earth as the bees stop buzzing? I hear nothing. Sold.
And that was Grim Jackson. That excellent poem. Oh my goodness. I wish I could just be an audience member. I gotta sit here and host and pretend I'm not as excited as I am. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna drink some water real quick. Stay hydrated, y'all. If y'all got some water at home, I suggest you drink it. I'm gonna have myself another little sip. Yes, ma'am. That's what we like. We feeling hydrated. We feeling right. I'm about to give y'all my gratitude for between my little I'm gonna call it a gratitude interlude. That's what I'm gonna call it. I like that. Today, I am grateful for my beautiful, bouncy black hair. I was looking at myself in my camera, and I was feeling myself because my hair looks good. Yeah, give me something you're grateful for. I'm gonna hold a little silence so you can do that. That's a great affirmation. I hope you said it and I don't look real stupid right now. But yeah, we're going to get into this next poem. The next poet we have for the day is Metamorphosis / Mecca Verdell. She is, my little earpiece falling out. She is a Baltimore-based poet and performer of DewMore Baltimore. When she started her poetry career in 2016, Mecca was also on the winning Brave New Voices team. You know that Fiery Squad video we just saw? Mecca was also in it, so give it up for that. She has been a radio show host for 2 different Baltimore-based radio stations, interviewing nationally and locally known poets and writers. We got so many nationally and internationally renowned poets here for y'all today. I'm just impressed. She has been dedicated to provide youth with safe spaces to express their creative voices. Give it up there at home for Mecca Verdell. Mecca, please unmute yourself. Make sure you're looking right and you're ready to do what you do. Now, welcoming to the Zoom stage, the next poem.
Duck you, autocorrect. You keep playing with me. Keep acting like I ain't said what I said, no phone. I said nigga, not night nigga. I said slave, not space. You keep messing up my poem. Keep acting like the white people who made you, trying to change my conversation as to what you thought was right, wrong. Got my tongue feeling in prison in my phone like I'm about to catch a case, but let me not. Because ain't it to be black, to look back at a sentence and see something wrong, something not add up. Supposed to stay 10 days, but now you got 10 years in an auto correctional facility that ends my phone plan. Come on, Knight. Nigga, you are the white friends I don't have. Always correcting my ebonics while using it. Want me to chill on that black talk because you want a good night, a safe space. You want a black person who protects, you want a black person who protects themselves in the presence of whiteness. Automatically tell me why autocorrect. Every time I tell you my name is Mecca, you grip on the whip and ask, did you mean Megan? No! See, autocorrect just wants paradise. No. Privilege. Autocorrect just wants order. No. Ownership. In the news, where every black face is autocorrect into a mugshot in the neighborhoods, where gentrification is autocorrect into reestablished in history, where history is autocorrected into a victors in autocorrect, where everything is and oops, excuse me. And autocorrect, where everything is autocorrect. Oh, my apologies. Oh no. In the neighborhoods where everything is autocorrect and reestablished in history, where history is autocorrect by the victors, and politics, where the only thing that flips faster than autocorrect are white allies. And I say no. I say I am correct. I am right answer. I am what I am. I said what I said, nigga. And you know what? My phone finally says nigga, and I'm starting to think it shouldn't. Thank you.
Alrighty, welcome back, y'all. That was Metamorphosis with autocorrect. I love that poem. Oh my goodness, like it's just such a creative idea, and the follow through was just as creative and smart. Give it up for Mecca. And for my gratitude interlude right now, relating to that poem, if you have any sort of, well, I know you got technology because you're watching this, you're watching me on something that probably costs a little bit of money. So just take a second to be grateful for that. That device, that phone, that laptop, you know, if you got that, take a moment, just be grateful. I'm grateful, you know, yeah. All right, let's get into this next poem, and this is the last poem for the first segment of our afternoon, Black Dialects. And I'll tell you about the next segment in a second. But our next poet, we have Jacob Mayberry, also known as Black Chakra. He is a Baltimore spoken word artist, an MC, a National Poetry Slam champion, a Texas Grand Slam champion, and a teaching artist. We got all the champions out here today. We pulled out all the stops for y'all. His name is Black Chakra. It is said that his energy is a combination of the auras of the 7 chakras: crown, third eye, throat, heart, solar plexus, sacral, and root, period. He is an artist who truly lives up to the name. I want y'all to get ready for this blackity black poem right quick. I want y'all to like get revved up. Like give me some deep breaths. Give me some attentive focus with your eyes and ears and brain. All right, here we go. Get ready for Black Chakra with Black Superman. Jacob, please make sure your camera on, you're unmuted, you're ready to do what you do. Now welcoming to the Zoom stage, the next poem.
Levitating over the globe, I be a broken star. Shattered over a technobryphic world below, I be an atheist god. My self-hate is stronger than a speeding locomotive. I've seen souls leap from project buildings in a single drop, because who fears suicide when your home looks a lot like hell? And hell, who's gonna save you? I know. It's gonna have to be me. Some type of Black Superman. Someone to reshape the Statue of Liberty into Coretta Scott, play all sports at all times, go down as one of the greatest of all time, because with me, Black people, you don't have to worry about dying. It's only the symbols who get shot. And it's hard to be faster than a speeding bullet when they're designed to seek out your melanin. And justice never seems to league with my skin, because it's easy to be a hero when you fly high on courts and move fast through fields, because America likes to move you through courts and hang you high over fields. You try to be a messiah, you'll find your church under fire.
Watch the media turn your Martin Luther into Lex Luthor, and it's hard to build new heroes with crooked ideas of what they base their life upon when your moral high ground looks like a burnt down Gotham, and this S stands for streets, stands for struggle, stands for stolen, stands for sun suffocated so severely something snaps. This ain't no red cape I got on my back. This is a blanket smothered in the blood of black children. I have tried to be there when the world was in its lowest lane, and every time they end my time, I had a dream once, left it splattered on a balcony. That moment when you don't know if this piece is about Black Superman or MLK's ghost. The answer is both, because whenever there's a black hero, the outcome is Malcolm X marks the spot where you get shot. You know what they call a black man who wears a costume? A nigga. You know what they call a black man who tries to change things? A dead nigga. Be careful if you want to be Superman. They will put you in a crypt tonight, and your soul will meet with the others who died for your cause, and they will float, levitating over the globe. You'll be broken stars. I be an atheist god, because it's death to believe that you can be black and a savior. So I ask myself, can I be a martyr? Wear the mask of Martin that attracts bullets like magnetism. Could I sacrifice, be cast as Christ, only to get praised in my afterlife? Because I know longevity has its place, but let me tell you, to know death is certain and still be willing to step in front of the target to free my people from hardships. This is what we do. This is how our heroes are made, so I choose death. Because if the alternative is silence, that ain't living.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Did y'all hear what I heard? I don't know if you did. I don't know if you're reacting like you heard what I heard. But if you heard what I heard, then you heard something very, very excellent and amazing. That was Black Chakra with Black Superman. He said, if you try to be Black Superman, they gonna put you in a crypt tonight. All the double entendres, all the haymakers. Oh my goodness. Jeez Louise, that was a lot. Coming up next, we have a little commercial break. But before we get to that, you already know what's coming. I don't know why you act surprised. We have the gratitude interlude, y'all. I am grateful right now that I know all of these performers that are going up on the Zoom stage tonight. Not tonight, this afternoon. It's dark in here, so I feel like it's nighttime. But yes, these are all like my homies, my friends, like my mentors, and that is awesome. Tell me what you're grateful for in whatever comments, in whatever, whoever you're watching this with. Tell them what you're grateful for. Yeah. All right. That was all from our gratitude interlude. Now we have a few words from the Carroll County Arts Council. Take it away.
Self-esteem, gotta remind myself that I'm a queen, and most of all, tell myself that it's gonna be okay, 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 He wants to give it one more try. He said that now he realizes I'm the woman of his dreams. He'll never find a chick like me. He's so sorry. He took me for granted. But I think I need to walk away with a little pride. I've said I don't know if his words carry any weight. If it does, it's a little too late. I don't know what to do. It's okay, I just gotta learn to trust myself. Gotta learn
Ewe, ont day, ever yea, et gay, irte, of yea, etting gay, away, yea, ithway, erderme. Translation. We don't ever get tired of getting away with murder. Antioche, 10 shots. Ang bang, 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 bang. In 2012, a farmer was eaten by his pigs after falling into their enclosure. By the time anyone came looking for him, only his dentures were left. You might call us pigs, but you're the ones in the pen. We prefer chef. We just make that bacon, just faking, like we protect and serve the public, just to serve the public on a silver platter. It's only fair if your kind can throw a pigskin, we're entitled to catch. Bodies are taste beef specific. We are pro-teens serving as our protein serving. We like red meat meeting concrete. It's not even rare anymore because we still get a well done on the report. You might call us pigs, but we are not responsible. After all we do is raise the stakes. You're the ones raising the stakes. All we do is turn the block into a butchery. See how much we can get away with? You will still turn your head away when we eat whole cities alive. Raw food diets are always good for our system. You might call us Ixpay, but while you all whine, we fine dine. You can follow our orders, or you can become our orders. Try to make a DoorDash and still get delivered on your front porch. So where would you like to be hunted down? In your hood? Or just wearing one? Because we like dark meat falling off the bone. Jive turkeys ain't never tasted so good. A city ain't never been so ripe for the picking. We omnivores like to peel the skin off strange fruit. You might call us pigs, but we be both chef and serial killer. Because the most important meal is always in the morning. Do you smell it? Young blood, bloodied young, bowels released after death like a nigga's lease after an eviction notice. Do you see it? Young black Baltimore kids playing tag, we call them fast food because they sure can run, just never for office. And do you hear it? When we pack this heat to boil them alive, they scream, they screech, just like Maryland crabs. No seasoning. This is just our cuffing season. Their old bays watch them become new corpses. E-way, ont day, ever yay, et gay, irte, of yay, etting gay, away, yay, ith way, erder may. We eat as long as we want to. Pig Latin is a new language of love, of food. And if you don't speak our language, you don't deserve to use your words at all. And you might think us getting away with this is impossible. But us cops already have helicopters, meaning pigs have already begun to fly. Thank you. I bet you didn't. Ooh, we switching character real quick. I bet you didn't expect that, huh? I mean, I told you that I'm a poet. I don't know if you knew that I was going to be doing a poem today. That was that poem. This feels a little weird. I'm going to sit back down. But that was Pig Latin, a persona poem. Pretty self-explanatory, I believe. I'm going to just continue on. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm trying to get back into like my hosting space. Give me a moment. Okay. Yeah, I'm ready now. All right. Now we got a little gratitude interlude from myself into the next poem. Right now, I am grateful for, this gets a little more challenging the longer we go, but I'm open for the challenge, y'all. I am grateful for my family. My sister and my dad is in Florida right now, and I'm not in Florida. I came here to come host this event for y'all, come celebrate MLK with y'all, come celebrate Black Voices with y'all, but I love my family, y'all, a lot. And I'm grateful for them. They're funny, they're smart, intelligent, they raised me up to be who I am. This you know, real nigga that I am, you know. I'm very grateful for them. Anyways, I hope y'all are grateful for your family too. I'm gonna get into this next poem this afternoon. We have Terrence Duke the Rude Porter. He is a Baltimore native and artivist. That's art and activism for those who don't know. I think that's, I love that lingo. He's a 3-time winner of the DC Black Pride Mary Bowman Poetry Slam, period. 2018 Southern Fried Slam champion, and the coordinator of Eastern Region Projects and Affairs for Black Men's Exchange. Duke organizes events that promote the excellence and wellness of Black people across the gender and sexuality spectrum. Give it up for that right quick. I'm not even going to speak so y'all can give it up, because that's awesome. I hope you clapping. If you're not clapping, I'm upset with you. Anyways, he has a passion for building and uniting Black people that has allowed him to be a voice for his community nationally. Performer Duke the Root, please make sure you are unmuted with your camera on, ready to do what you do, like you do. Yeah. Now welcoming to the Zoom stage, the next poem.
Before I begin, I just want to say thank you to Martin Luther King and share a quote from him very quickly. In 1967, in his book, Where Do We Go From Here, he wrote the following: "Why is equality so assiduously avoided? Why does white America delude itself? And how does it rationalize the evil it retains?" I begin my poem. When a man from Ghana approached me and asked me which way the train was headed, my first thought was, wow, I really love his accent. My second thought was that my accent? And immediately I had realized that there was this language barrier between us. Because while we both spoke in poise in this strain called English, he had a choice, I thought. I answered his question by telling him what I knew, or what I believe I knew about geography and how he could get where he's headed. As I reflected on the irony of me answering his question, I mean, he was a reflection of the home I've never been to, and yet he was the one asking me for directions. I gave him the coordinates. He thanked me, stretched his arms for a hug as mine was already extended for a handshake. He shook it and told me that while my gesture had made him uncomfortable, he supposed that's just how Americans does things. I told him, half listening, he was right. America is uncomfortable. With him standing before me, I began thinking about all the things I had been led to believe about that man. Like, did he live in a hut or run around naked or lack access to clean water? As if poverty in Flint, Michigan, and the lead pipes in Baltimore weren't part of my story either. But in Stupid American, I still wanted to ask him, was it true? Was it true that some Africans had swung from trees? Even when I knew it wasn't too long ago in this country, or hell, just last week, that I did. The realization, the kind to make a man sink into a sunken, gentrified place. I had tried to speak, but only colonization came out. He asked what's wrong, and I couldn't tell him that the Caucasian had my native tongue. He taunted me more with questions like, when am I coming back to Africa? I told him they never made that film. I only knew Coming to America. He said, have faith. I say they took that too. He said they did the same in Azania and Zimbabwe and Ethiopia and Sierra Leone and so many more. And now the primary language in Ghana is English. And the fact that I had spoken so well was a reminder that he had really hated my accent. I paused and reflected on how being a colonized poet was to master a language I should not know, and how often I do not recognize the difference between white people and oppression. He laughed and said, for him too.
like that. Ooh. That was Duke the Root with Man from Ghana. He said, ooh, what did he say? He said to be a colonized poet is to master a language you should not know. I felt that to my core. Ladies and babies and gentlemen, geez Louise, that was a lot. I'm realizing I never really explained why I'm doing these gratitude interludes, so I'm explaining that right now before we get into the next poem. But basically, everything is energy, right? And gratitude has a very, very high, fast energy. That's the energy you use when you're trying to manifest some greatness in your life, when you're trying to be abundant. And gratitude also helps just to give you a generally more happy and joyful state in your mind and your body. Happiness is not an emotion. I feel like it is a muscle that we need to flex and work and make sure we're always training to be a little bit happier. And gratitude is the way that I train to be happier. So, for the gratitude interlude between these two poems, I am grateful for, I said I was grateful for my body, but I did not say I was grateful for the ability to move my body, my hands and things and face and facial expressions, my legs. I can walk. What? If you have mobility, that is fire. I'm very grateful for that. Yeah. Alrighty. Let's get into this bio for the next poet. This is my homie, y'all. She's an aspiring youth poet, Delicia Green, also known as Obsidian. She has been writing poetry for over 7 years and slamming for 5. That's a long time. And she a youth poet. What? Baltimore's 2019 Youth Poet Laureate. She has won Brave New Voices, which is that international youth grand slam that I'm always bringing up. You know, it's a big deal. And Baltimore is also a big deal, you know. She's been on the Baltimore City Youth Poetry team for 3 years. I've had the luxury of being on it with her, which is awesome. In her high school career, she and her poetry club, RAP, which stands for Real Authentic Poets, I like that acronym, consecutively won Baltimore's Louder Than a Bomb youth poetry competition 4 years in a row, y'all. Jeez. She has also taught poetry to elementary and high school students. She loves writing and performing and sharing her story with as many people as possible. Please let her share her story with y'all today. Delicia, please make sure your camera's on. I'm sorry I'm singing, but I'm a little nervous. Please make sure your camera's on and you're unmuted and you're ready to do what you do like you do. Now welcoming to the Zoom stage, the next poem.
I am my creator's thoughts, paper personified. I push boundaries and borders. White hands push me into bad neighborhoods. Me and crack in competition. We both rock nation. I corrupt black minds, create crackheads, then send them to the pen with just a pen, point, period. Call it unjust, but all is fair in love and the war on drugs. A minimum wage war on poverty. Bomb black children with the school to prison pipeline. I don't bang with black people, but I bang black people. I got brains on my back. In the name of freedom, I've got names on my back. Synonymous with freedom, black ink is smudged on the Bill of Rights, so coloreds already got a taste of freedom. I am Jim Crow reincarnated, kept black people separated with incarceration. I be the law, written by white men. With a godlike complex, right? A few amendments, now the commandments. Moses part the Red Sea. Andrew Jackson part of the Trail of Tears with the treaty. The Constitution is Bible. I am a bill. I'm an act. Actions speak louder than words. What happens when you are both? Don't you know how much power pieces of paper possess? Whether it be a bill or a bill, freedom papers or a warrant, I control your life. Remember, when the officer who killed Stephon Clark didn't get charged for murder, that was me, the district attorney said. No crime had been committed because no law had been broken. The cops and I be smashing. They laid down the law, and there's still enough space on this bed to either bend you down or put you to sleep. Don't you know I am your God? I kill and receive no punishment. What's an eye for an eye when I am Hammurabi's code? I kept slavery alive. Rebranded it the correctional institutions. Schools are still segregated. Ask your taxpayers. Clean water only goes to the fair skin. Look at Flint. I don't change. I evolve. I am the law. Ain't it ironic? White paper has more privilege than Black people. White people will protect me just so I can harm you. When you think bullets your enemy, is 12 the reason why you scared? Afraid to be put in the box and have the walls close in on you? Nigga, that's what project housing's for. So the next time you want change, want a revolution, want equality, remember, I am your biggest threat. White paper with Black words written by white men out to destroy Black worlds. I be paper cut deep. I make 3/5 of a person into 12% of the American population, convert that into 34% of the prison system. Even though Black people built 100% of this nation, I'm evil like that. I'm legal like that. I'll outlive you and your people, and by the looks of it, I'm almost done. I be the law. Obey me or break me. I will be enforced by any means necessary.
Welcome back, y'all. That was Obsidian with Bill of Wrongs. Fire poem, fire performance. I like your hair, but that's just me saying that as a homie. Your hair looks nice. Yeah, I feel like I failed you as a host a little bit because I didn't even tell you what segment we're on. And now we're about to be on the next segment. I'm so sorry, y'all, but those last 3 poems, that was the segment Black Stories. Black stories are very, very important. I'm so glad we're getting more of them nationally and internationally and through the media. People paying more attention to us. We have a narrative that is unmatched, both in comedy and drama, I feel. Yeah. Before we get into the next segment and the next poem, I just want to take a little minute because, we've had some intense themes this afternoon, ladies and babies and gentlemen. It's been a lot. So for a second, I want y'all to relax and just breathe with me real quick. We're going to take 3 nice, deep breaths. All right, I'm going to count them. I got you. I'm going to count them. First one, we're going to inhale for 4. We're going to hold for 4. And then we're going to exhale for 8. All that breath. And we're going to do it 3 times, all right? I hope you're going to do it with me. Please don't have me feeling like Dora out here, please. Don't let me embarrass myself. Thank you. But yeah, let's get into this breath work, y'all. I'm going to count it. I hope you're ready. All right. Breathing in, inhaling. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4. And exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Get all that air out. Kick it out. That's what we doing here. I closed my eyes. I didn't tell you to close your eyes, but I'm closing my eyes because I do what I do. That's my business. But yeah, let's get into this next breath. I'm not going to count it this time. We got 2 more. Hold. And exhale. All right, last breath before we get into this next poem. I'm going to intro the next poet. All right, inhale. Hold. And exhale. All right, I ain't gonna hold y'all. That was not for y'all. That was for me. I needed to calm myself down. I'm a little. This is a different type of hosting. You know, this is a lot more complicated than I would expect. I'm a little nervous, so I needed to get myself right, and taking my time to do my nice deep breaths. That's how I get myself right. That's my business. But yeah, coming in for segment 3. This is the third and last segment of the afternoon. Yes, we're bringing back the Baltimore City Youth Poetry Team, but this is another iteration. This is the 2019, I believe, I want to say, version of the team. I spoke a little bit about it earlier, but yeah, for those who joined after I said all that, Baltimore City Youth Poetry Team is a 2-time International Youth Poetry Championship team. Period. It's a group of six poets from 13 to 19, and this is a program run by DewMore Baltimore. So if you're interested in being one of these 6 poets who can advocate for change in their community and use their voice for all sorts of powerful things, I mean, I can vouch for it. You know, I was one of them, and look where I'm at now. I'm hosting this show for y'all, looking real cool. If you trying to get like me, you know, register for that Grand Slam, practice, get on the team, you know, all that good stuff. But yeah, coming in for the next poem, we have Hydra Head by the Baltimore City Youth Poetry Team. Now welcome into the Zoom stage for the next poem.
Heads of the movement multiply. In Greek mythology, the Hydra is a monster hunted by Hercules, who thought himself a hero, thought himself to have come from the heavens. The white man always been a false god, killing anything with enough fire in his belly to fight back. But this story was first found in African mythology. The Hydra was called Waterlord, a multi-headed dragon history, set to erase skeletons by the skin of his teeth and cause droughts when he's insulted. When y'all killed Freddie Gray, we tried up the hard way. Growing up in food deserts got us spitting fire. Our throats been scorched, my ancestors been hungry, so of course we bite the hand that doesn't feed us. Glory be to Gloria, fighting against segregated opportunity, setting flames to fields Latinos been paid dustin'. Pennies won't buy you a sip from the fountain. My predecessors are thirsty, only allowed to drink if it gives them something to write about, so they put lead in the water. Amber Evans, activist turned corpse, her body found in a river. So we crossed the river Styx with 6 more heads. Say their name in the Ashe circle like we summoning lost souls, prophesied as beasts. We regenerate every generation to defend against degenerates, create apparitions and replication for lack of reparations. When your bird is woke right, it's not lowest point because we see reincarnation. You can't kill energy. Our existence of rebellion to be and alive is to be an activist when everything you are, America hates, outlaws, kills. We had to find light in the kingdom come. So when this kingdom come, it will be birthed from fire there ain't no hiding from. Echoing every voice the villains vilified, the tyrants testified. They fighting for the right to bear arms. We writing about the fight to bear fists. God sent a flood, we'll deliver the eternal flame. Our power comes from the rage and pain singed in our veins. Stars were birthed from our screams, meaning if you don't hear us, you're gonna see us. We sentence you to suffer and sulfur. We wait for the day soot seeps into your esophagus and seeks respite. Claim your lungs as home. See the ember in our eyes. When you've lost so many people to the cause, it only makes sense that our tears ignite the revolution. Say their names, or we'll say it for you. It ain't start with us, but it will end with us. What the fuck did you expect? For what you've done, 3rd degree burn. All my niggas you kept from earning one. Yeah, we spit fire, aim the flame, and burn the white supremacy. You don't want no smoke. Can we record?
Y'all, I really love that poem, like, so much. I know it's kind of weird because I feel like y'all just saw me from the past, and me from the now is coming back, which is a little strange. But yeah, that was Hydra Head of the 2019 Baltimore City Youth Poetry Team. If you're trying to get on that team, register for the Baltimore City Youth Poetry Slam, the Grand Slam. Do that. Yeah. I lied to you earlier. I am so sorry. Please forgive me. But there's actually a fourth segment, y'all. We are on the third. I thought there was three, but it's four. We on the third, okay? Yes. And that's that. Black life. Boom. Yeah. And I realized that before me on my, I didn't do a gratitude interlude before that last poem. And that really just made me feel some type of way. So now I gotta do two, okay? Yes. That's how we're doing things here. I am grateful for my ability to be on that team. Cause I don't even know how many, I believe 4 years I was on a team. I'm aged out now, which hurts my soul, but time happens. But yeah, on that team, I learned so much, created so many beautiful, beautiful memories. Just did a whole bunch of cool stuff that I wouldn't have been able to do without DewMore and without that team. So yeah, I'm very grateful. And the second thing I'm grateful for is, we can't have a Black Is event without me saying how grateful I am to be a Black person. That don't make no sense. That don't make no sense at all. So I gotta express some gratitude for my skin, for my Blackness, for this beautiful, beautiful, expansive, grandiose, yes, we coming out with the SAT words, the grandiose culture that I'm involved with. Thank you, universe, for making me a Black woman, because I couldn't have been any other way. I'm too stylish. Anyways, those were the gratitude interludes. I'm gonna hit you with another one, and we're gonna continue on course. Okay? Yes. Alrighty. The next poem we have is actually, I hope y'all remember, and y'all should remember, because she was the first poem, and she hit it. She started this event off right, y'all. We got Lady Breon coming back with another poem entitled Many Men. Lady Breon, please make sure your camera's on and you're ready to do your thing with your unmuted microphone. Coming to the Zoom stage. The next poem.
Many men, many, 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 many men wish death upon me, Lord. I don't cry no more. Don't look to the sky no more. Have mercy on me. Have mercy on my soul. Somewhere my heart turned cold. Have mercy on many men. Many, 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 many men wish death upon me. The scent of a slow murder is not sweet. It's toxic in this jungle of concrete where men build chemical plants instead of planting trees. Industrial incinerators burn my nostrils till it bleeds in my hood. The baby's got asthma, and it hugs their lungs so tight, it's like men be bearing arms against windpipes so we can't breathe easy. The school system strangled my soul and snuffed my spirit. The ghost of white men annihilating the living. Textbooks attempt to erase my ancestors' face as if we never existed, and still I learned to speak the truth, which is a death sentence, punctuated with puncture wounds. We so holy, forever on the fence of heaven's gates, because America's been plotting on our plot since we got here. We already the walking dead, and this is the slow rot. the brokenhearted with heart disease. Health systems done failed us, so we dying of organ failures. Doctors ready to grim reap what they've already sown, because it's money in my sutras. America's in love with dead bodies like a Karma Sutra, but Mr. Backlash, guess karma don't suture. The policies of dead presidents kill black residents to make more dead presidents, whether by caskets, cotton, or locked in. We stripped of blood and bone, and they headline the spin. They banned my right to abortion, criminalized this womb and called it cemetery, forcing black mamas to produce black babies while simultaneously lowering our children's life expectancy. We be drowning in poverty. So retirement plans be working to death. And we can't even eat healthy. Fresh food, a mirage that I can't see, cut off from the grocer. So we're the only ones left to be butchered, searching for peace. But it seems that men only want me in pieces. Many men, many men wish death upon me. Blood in my eyes, dog, and I can't see. I'm trying to be what I'm destined to be, but they just trying to take my life away. Many men, many men wish death upon me. Thank you.
Wow, y'all. She hit us with the singing. She hit us with the poetry. She hit us with everything. I just can't take it. Lady Brio, please. Jeez Louise. This is a lot right now. I'm gonna take me, you know, this the hydration station. You know I gotta get my water in. So give me a moment. I'm gonna take my little sippy sip. Hopefully you taking a little sippy sip as well. I've been talking this whole time. Please, you know. Yes, ma'am. I'm gonna take me another sippy sip because that's what we do over here. We stay hydrated. We got our skin looking nice. You know the vibes. Alrighty. Now we gonna get into the next poem. The last poem of the third segment of this poetry review we got for y'all. But first, you should know what the deal is by now. You know I gotta have my gratitude interlude. And since I got to hear Breon's beautiful voice, I'ma say I'm grateful for music. I'm grateful for the voice. I'm grateful for that human beings are one of the only species on this earth that can make music. That's tough, and we should be very, very grateful for that, because I love music. And actually the song that's playing right now, that's my mother's song, and it's making me so happy. But yeah, that's what I'm grateful for right now. We gonna get into the next poem. We gonna welcome back Grim Jackson with another poem? Ooh la la, okay. Alrighty, let me get my script together real quick. Don't mind me, I got a lot to, yeah. Alright. So, Grim, you know the deal. You know what the vibes are. Please make sure your camera's on. You're unmuted. You're looking right. You're ready to do what you do the way you do it. Yeah. Welcome into the Zoom stage. The next poem.
Yeah, hi. Poems. Five, four, three, put the gun. 5, 4, 3, pull the trigger, and he's dead. I got my first kill today. When you're a soldier, You're taught that they're just silhouettes. They're not real people, just targets. Taught there's no room for regret within the eyes of a soldier. I learned how to stomach death like a predator with live prey still clawing at the insides. But no one ever understands that the bloodstains memories just like generational trauma. Ever understand that he was a soldier just like me. He had a family just like me. He was protecting his home just like me. It was either my life or his. I'm still not sure which one of us was the villain in the situation. My psychologist holds up ink blots. She asked me, "What do you see?" I tell her I see a silhouette of the enemy, of the target, of a child. No, I see a soldier's following orders. I see a silhouette of a weapon that was never there to begin with. I see a soldier holding a semi-automatic to an unarmed 14-year-old silhouette on enemy lines. I see a soldier witnessing the aftermath of a war zone with a gun to his own temple. Post-traumatic self-destruction is just what happens when you finally feel the impact of the bullet that was never sent in your direction. Did you know that when the body is dead, the bowels release is a scent that can't be washed away from your conscience as easily as sin can? Someone please tell me. Do all military dogs go to heaven? Do we still have a place among the angels that we've murdered? Why does preserving the peace feel like home invasion? Have you ever seen a bullet make two men become soulless at the exact same time? 9mm bullet lacerating through the jaw of a 14-year-old silhouette. You can still see the twitch in the body and make out cries and screams for his mother as he choked on his own blood. Only guilty for being in the wrong place, at the wrong time, on the wrong side of a battlefield. When you deal with America, when do you ever have rights? Anyway, my family and country called me a hero. Do you know how hard it is to go home to your child with a smile on your face that you took from someone else? Do you know how hard it is to whitewash genocide out of a uniform? See, it's the duty of a soldier to serve and protect everyone in this country except for Black, silhouettes. They always tell you that there's a war going on, but they never teach you about the horrors of that war when you sign up. Here at the police academy. Thank you.
Y'all, what? Like, my fingers are tired from all the snapping that was done this afternoon. And a twist at the end? I'm about to fall out my chair. That's how good that poem was. That would be very embarrassing, so let me hold on a little tighter. All right. That was Grim Jackson with No More Heroes. Thank you so much, Grim, for that excellent, excellent, excellent poem. Y'all already know what it is. We hitting them with the gratitude interlude. I'm gonna say it every time because I love rhymes. I like that rhyme, so I'm gonna keep saying it. But yeah, the one for right now is I am grateful. I'm banging with, this is not even my blazer, it's my mother's. I'm grateful for warm clothes that fit me. The ability to choose what I want to wear, that's a privilege that not a lot of people recognize. So I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for the ability to, rock my style and do what I do with freedom. And that's fire. I hope you've been thinking of something that you're grateful for alongside me. I hope I haven't just been doing this alone, raising my vibration by myself, because that's not fun, Yeah. All right. Coming up next, it is not a poem, but we got a little commercial break for y'all. This is my commercial break dance, but we got a little commercial from DewMore Baltimore. Take it away.
Greetings, people out there watching on all of the internets, Facebook, and YouTube Live. Thank you for joining us here today, brought to you by DewMore Baltimore and the Carroll County Arts Council. We are really, really excited to be able to have put this together for you, to create something that is authentically Black and radical on this day, where quite honestly, and in these days, quite honestly, where Black and radical is what we must be pushing forward, living on the insides of the history books that haven't been written yet. And so I want to shout out DewMore Baltimore, as Marin said, representing. We are a literary organization that specifically creates platforms and produces opportunities to highlight youth voice, to highlight youth Black voice, and to present ways that their voice can be the catalyst to help shape the future that they want to see in their community. So please visit DewMoreBaltimore.org, and you can see all of our different programs that are happening currently. Right now, we're doing several virtual youth poetry clubs. Some of our teaching artists are the poets you're seeing right here today. Duke Root, who you saw earlier, is teaching the Poets Brew Club, which is for youth up to age 24. So if you have come through these programs and you like, I still want to get my poet on, I'm still trying to write and perform and perfect my craft, then you need to go and holler at Duke the Root to be a part of that Poets Brew Poetry Club that happens once a week. We also have the World Tour Poetry Club, so the youth and so the poets can, while we are in this virtual world, can go all over the world virtually and perform for different poetry communities across the nation, across the planet. And we also have the Poetry is Mental Health Club that is happening because as poets, we impact so many really intense things, so many things that are steeped in trauma and steeped in struggle, as you can hear from some of the pieces today. And it's important that we pay attention to our own mental health as creators when we're digging into these really difficult energies at times, and be able to not just present what's difficult, but to be able to alchemize or to wield that energy into something positive. And so the Poetry is Mental Health Club meets twice a month, and we actually have a special event coming up on Monday, the 25th of January, an IG youth open mic will be happening for the Poetry Mental Health Club. And so we have a lot of different programs, and right now we are trying our best to keep things going with poetry, with the energy, the much needed work of poetry, the essential energy crafting of poetry right now. And so definitely check out DewMoreBaltimore.org to find out more about all those programs and more. And lastly, picking up with Lovey's awesome theme of gratitude interludes, I want to say that I am grateful, one, for Martin Luther King Jr., for the work that Dr. King did. A lot of people don't realize how radical Dr. King really was. Even if you just read the whole I Have a Dream speech, like the I Have a Dream part is really the hook. The verses, he's spitting some radical bars in between those refrains that everybody sees every year in all of the clips and in your middle school classrooms. There's so much more there. Or if you read the speech from the Alabama church before that, before he was assassinated, you'll see exactly how radical he was and how radical he was becoming. And also, I'm grateful for the late, great John Lewis, who, of course, was there in the midst of things with Dr. King and then went on to lead on Capitol Hill and represent us in those arenas that we often don't get represented in, and how radical John Lewis was, and truly the essence of good trouble. Like, if you bring good trouble, then no one can really stop you, even when it seems like they're trying every single day to stop you. So I'm grateful for the trailblazers and for the voices, and honestly for the inspiration and the reason for putting together this review, for putting together Black Is, representing the unapologetic radical Black Baltimore poetic voice that has now echoed all across the country. And so that is what today is all about, is representing that radical righteousness that we put into our work each and every day. So definitely check out DewMoreBaltimore.org for more. My name is Slangston Hughes, the artistic coordinator for DewMore Baltimore, and I'm going to pass it back to your extremely awesome host, Marin Wright Kerr, aka Lovey. 3 more poems to go. Stay tuned.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Awesome. Thank you, Slangston. And thank you. I'm grateful for your gratitude. I'm thankful for your message. Because I was doing all these gratitudes. I be feeling like I'm just talking to myself. Because I kind of am. But thank you for making me feel heard. And yes, Thank you for bringing back to Martin Luther. I am extremely grateful for every black person, every black voice that is moved so that we could have a movement, so that I could sit up here and be myself in front of the Facebook Live and the people up on YouTube, on the YouTubes, as my grandma says it. That's awesome. Yeah. Now we moving on to the actual last segment, not the fake last segment like last time. You know, this is the real last segment, okay? Black Truth. Thank you so much for sticking with me through all these amazing poems. Yes, phenomenal. That's what I want to say. I was gonna say, I'm gonna say both of them, fantastic and phenomenal, cause it's both. And you know, before we get into the next poem, you know it's the hydration station. You know I gotta take a sip, a little sippy sip. So that's what I'm gonna do. Yes, ma'am. That's what we like for the throaticals. Alrighty. Y'all, I'm so sad. This really about to be over. We only got like 3 more poems. I'm about to, oh my goodness. But yes, anyways, bringing back a returning champ, a returning poet to this whole Black is performance. We have Black Chakra with another poem, Running Through Graveyards. Love that title. Black Chakra, please make sure that your camera is on, you're unmuted, you're ready to do what you do like you do it. Yeah. That was a little awkward, but yes. Now welcoming to the Zoom stage, the next poem.
I've been running through graveyards for 2 whole days. I got a coffin for a heart and tombstone legs. The wolves stay loose, the moon won't change. It feels like heaven's trying to abuse my praise. It's a bevy of demons that stay scheming. Ain't too many prophets left for me to believe in. When every time I turn on the news, they kill Jesus. Black boys with shell casings in their palms, painting the pavement with their pulses. Police have no idea of the pain that this costs us. We went from lifting weights with our boys to lifting the weight of our boys. Pall bearing as a pastime, thinking of past times where I had time, but my hourglass is filled with ashes. Got me writing love letters to caskets like, you make my heart stop. Or at least you'll love me when it does. Mama, can you still hold me if I'm too holy and you ain't left with the whole me? Caution, I'm not a cause till I'm a carcass. Silence and seen as sin if I'm caught talking. So it's be humble or be hobbled. I'm a dead man crawling. I let this country cut the limbs off my language just so I could say I'm unarmed. I thought faith could protect me. I tried to find salvation through Proverbs, but God's words ain't shit to a cop's nerves. With a Mossberg, my body left a corpse with lost words. How poetic. An empty notebook of a man who's apathetic. Because if you not pop when you got shot, then no one cares. The news will cast you as a bad boy. Say it's no big deal, but it is. When I know my skin is the villain, so I look inward, but still only find the inward. It's like I'm a reverse diamond. All my shine is reduced to cold because my existence is a minor inconvenience. It was that realization where I broke. I snapped out of myself and into an insidious instrument of infinite vengeance. My mouth became a mortuary, vomiting bullets, speaking death notes of names, making claims the next finger that pulls the trigger will be mine. The next body that comes across the news will wear a badge. The picture they use will paint him as a thug or a waste of life, letting everyone know I had a reason to waste his life. Do I look like a criminal? Well, shit, let's make it literal. The hate has circulated in my blood, and through fear it runs. They've been excavating my scars. Well, it's a monster in my sore, so here it comes. No more MLK preaching or peace teaching in this world of carnivores can't be vegan. So if it's beef, welcome to the grill. Have a feel to have a gun up in your grill, 9mm spatula, smack you, leave you leaking like a broken catheter. What's it like being black for you? When your life is a tightrope down a gun barrel, and you are walking so carefully, you don't know how you'll run because your legs are so afraid. But my spirit has been sprinting since I was an infant, so in this instance, I've been running through graveyards for 2 whole days. I got a coffin for a heart and tombstone legs. The wolves stay loose, the moon won't change. It feels like heaven's trying to abuse my praise. I've been running through graveyards.
Y'all, I'm a little sad. I miss seeing all these amazing poets in person, y'all. I'm alone. I gotta watch this on Zoom. I'm trying to be okay with it, but you know, it's still amazing. But it could be, that's the past, you know. We're in the present now. This is what we doing. Yeah, but yeah, give it up again at home. Those of us at home, I want you to physically clap, please. Thank you for Black Chakra running through graveyards. We have 2 more poems, y'all. I'm a little sad about that as well. But yes, this has been an amazing event, y'all. I'm going to talk a little more about the event when we get after this next poem. I'm sorry, I'm looking at my little script. I'm trying to get myself together. But yeah, the next poet we have is also a returning poet. Y'all just seen her with that excellent poem, Autocorrect. Welcoming back to the Zoom stage, we have Mecca with Penny Dreadfuls. Welcoming back to the Zoom stage, the next poem.
Lovey, I miss you too very much. And I've been doing all of the gratitude interludes, and I've been doing all the breathing, and I've been drinking my water, no sponsorship. But here I come. If a penny saved was a Black girl returned, would it be easier for you to pay attention to our gaps in evidence and aggravations? You can't find Black girls because of doubt, but found Tom Brady's jersey because of all his clouts of Black life. Don't hold presidents unless it involves dead presidents. If only we evolve past ignorance, what common sense is it? Treating our girls like common sense, our mistreatment has been common since America started its great coin collection. These pretty pennies getting lost in couches and mattresses and streets and alleys in DC, in Baltimore, in Nigeria 60 years ago, 200 years ago, and 1,000 more years to come, just slipping through the cracks of time. And y'all white women marched through DC streets searching for your independence, but in March, didn't want to put your hands in the draining work of activism, afraid to touch something dirtier than your intentions. Why haven't I gotten Amber Alerts for our Black girls? Like Amaya don't want to come home either. Your movement is two-faced, and why I flip out? Because me and those girls got the same face, and if they are runaways, it's because they're being mistreated and beaten at home and won't be left alone because of the copper of their tone and by their own, their soul, because they have few shades darker than gold. It boils my blood to the mineral. Now ain't an irony how most men curse Black women's names before they say them, then trick their ways to lay with them. There is sex traffic in our cities, and these girls have been paying the tolls. Why must we choose through the different abuse? Sexual, emotional, or systematic America make it seem like we must choose the latter instead of use the latter to raise to a better solution. I pray this poem pipe your children from the rats to try and kill them. I try to connect to our curl pattern, but there's only a price. Over their head, they hold on to my lungs at night, so I scream for them in the daylight. It seems these penny dreadfuls end before you start them, since every scene is a disappearing act. My girl Sadia said Black girl magic shouldn't work like that. So I put my 2 cents in to get our girls back. They falling deep underwater, and these cops only wish them well. They don't care if a Black girl saved was a penny earned. We can give them the living they deserve. I want these hashtags turn tic-tac-toe, crossing out where X marks the spot every time we find these treasures. Burn through the cities until my embers alert, screaming, where are they? Where are my Black girls? Where is the change?
And that was Metamorphosis with Penny Dreadfuls. Y'all, thank you, Mecca. Because I was like, should I do this thing? And I was like, I'm going to just do it. Like, I'm very glad about that. Yes. I hope that everyone at home is taking all these truths, taking all these messages that these poets are sharing with y'all and internalizing them. Do all that inner work, all that shadow work. You know, I'm very grateful to y'all for listening to me and listening to these poets. Yeah, that. We have one more poem for y'all. And guess what? It's me again. I'm the poet, y'all. I realized I never really gave y'all. I gave y'all a bio for everybody else, you know, but I never gave y'all one for me. So I'm gonna do that right now. But yes, my name is Maren Lovey Wright Kerr, like I said earlier, you know, also known as Afrodelic on the socials with with a zero, yes, instead of an O. I have been on the Baltimore City Youth Poetry Team for 4 years in a row. I have been the 2018 Baltimore Youth Poet Laureate, as well as the 2019 National Youth Poet Ambassador with Urban Word. I've been a DewMore kid since I was very, very young. I don't even have an age to say, you know. But yeah, I'm about to do a poem for y'all. And I feel like I'm about to do a little intro for this poem because I feel like it needs a bit of an explanation. But yeah, this poem is entitled I Am. It's one of my newest poems after I changed my writing style up a bit. And it's an affirmation in poetry form, just of me, of my life, and my being as a Black woman. Yeah, I'm gonna stand and I'm gonna move over here and I'm gonna do the poem. I am the universe, pretending to be a person. I am God, telling themselves a story. I am more sublime than space-time because I'm the one who perceives it. I am a creation, creating, a being, and it feels good. Because I ain't trying to find my soulmate. I'm trying to find my soul. And sometimes I just stop and feel my skin holding my hands and thank it for keeping me together because I have chosen to be a grateful thing. I am a living thing, made up of living things, made by living things, and made inside of a living thing. And when I was in the womb, I borrowed tissue from my mother's body as she borrowed from her mother's body, as she borrowed from her mother's body. So basically, I am the first mother embodied. I am not my body, but mine must be magic, the way my avatar running like a charm. See, I've got cells that replicate into new versions of myself in the morning, feet and imagination to take me wherever I want to go, in a mind that can make a muscle move with intention alone, how my heartbeat is music. I am the song this body dances to, one that's still beautiful even if nobody is listening. I don't chase joy anymore. I create it. I don't chase love anymore because I became it. I'm beating my ego for control of this mind, and this life is a trip with great visuals. I travel light because I am light, reflecting from your retinas in the color spectrum you can comprehend, and you're welcome. I live in space. This planet, just an Airbnb. I chose to come over just in order to overcome, and sometimes I get wounds just to teach me how to heal from them. I don't go through things. I grow through things. Sometimes I choose to lose myself just to find me exactly where I knew I'd be, but this planet is funny. There are people selling things that literally fall from the sky, who value pieces of paper more than other people, who judge you based on the way your particles come together. Bitches don't even know themselves, still trying to tell me who I am. I am a mirror. Anything you say to me can only ever be a reflection of you. And this version of me you see is a figment of your imagination, because I am a manifestation of my own thoughts. The only person I'm trying to be better than is whoever I was yesterday, and my past self dreamed of being me. And I'd like to think my future self is proud of me. I know there's a purpose, even if it's only to experience this moment. I don't fear death. Soon, I will shed this body like a snake. I fear death with regret, because every beautiful story still got an ending. And I will shed this body. I have a reservation on another planet. I think they have true freedom there. So I guess I'll see you next lifetime. Thank you. And that is that poem. Back into my little, I'm going to do a little spin, and I'm a host again. Welcome back, y'all. That was I Am by me. I'm going to keep standing. And that was like the last poem of the afternoon, y'all. I'm sad. But before I go, I would like to thank DewMore Baltimore, and I would like to thank the Carroll County Arts Council for putting all this together, all that teamwork. Y'all don't know how much technical work went into this, y'all. It was a lot, and I'm very grateful to y'all for that. Mwah, I love y'all. Oh, mwah. But yes, this was a great experience. Thank you to y'all over in Facebook and YouTube land for joining me to watch all these amazing poems. We love it. We love it. We got one last thing for y'all. Please welcome to the Zoom stage and say goodbye to me. Also, before I do that, let me tell y'all where y'all can find me at, because, got to do a little bit of self-promo before I go. But yes, I am on the socials at Afrodelic. That's Afro with a 0, delic like Funkadelic. Yeah, holla at me, speak to me. I do all sorts of artsy things. Yeah, just be my friend, all that stuff. But yeah, as I was saying, we have one last video for y'all. Please welcome to the Zoom stage, Miracles.
People don't believe in miracles anymore. But my mother is a miracle, waiting to happen, but always happening.
My mother was a law student by day, stripper by night, 50% caregiver, 50% best friend, and the definition of a badass. I don't think we truly understand the small things that mothers do for us growing up.
My mother was the pillar of the block. When she cooked, the pot was bottomless, like God was refilling it to feed all his children.
My mother fed all the children.
In my life, I've seen her fight seizures. She's been a nurse, security guard, worked so hard, the only thing I ever wanted for.
My house was everyone's house, because my mother was everyone's mother. Always felt like we had God in the kitchen,
cooking up baked bread and fried chicken like scriptures.
Served compassion on every block like it was narcotic. Unbroken promise in her veins. It's funny how mothers always get taken in vain.
Like their names ain't sacred.
Devon,
Veronica,
Tasha.
People don't believe in miracles anymore, but my mother is a miracle, waiting to happen, but always happening.
Transformed tragic into magic, raised spirits while we lowered caskets, looked the devil in the face and kept laughing.
Ain't ever walked on water, but has stopped basement floods with 6 towels.
Ain't never raised back from the dead, but has lasted from her depression a multitude of times. Hugged me back from a schizophrenic meltdown, no metaphor needed. Now tell me that ain't miracle.
When my neighbor's crack baby was having a seizure, they run this colorless, lifeless body to my mother, and she pats the back till eyes open. Now tell me that ain't miracle.
I've seen her standing in front of a vacant lot, holding nothing but a prayer and a rock, and then prayed for days until a house grew in that very same spot.
Now tell me that ain't miracle.
Tell me that ain't Section 8 made spiritual.
Weak in the knees, but strong enough to raise black boy into black man in America. Now tell me that ain't miracle. Tell me that ain't my mother. Like I ain't standing right here. Proof of this harbinger of heaven healing the hearts
of her husband and sons. In the midst of madness, mothers manage to make the miraculous look mundane.
Why is it that when we have a woman that will go to war with the whole world for us, that we would never take the time to say thank you?
Thank you. People don't believe in miracles anymore. But my mother is a miracle, waiting to happen, but always happening, has always